Hello and welcome to Farm Matters. In this tutorial we will be looking at how to add a sheep death. If I begin by choosing the sheep tab at the top of the screen and then click Flock and Events, this will bring up my grid with my current flocks. If I then right click, choose Events and then go to Death, this will bring up the Death screen. I then need to start populating the fields with the information. We can choose the death date, and as you'll notice, we come to Identify Using, where there are two options in the drop-down menu. I can choose either tags or free text. If I choose tags, this means an event is created, which is then attached to an animal. Alternatively, if I choose free text, this means an event will be created, but there will be no associated records with the animal. In this example, I'll just use tags and we'll choose the sheep type and we can click next. We then need to fill the information in of where it's moved to and the haulier. We can then click next, which will then bring us to this screen. If I wish to manually add animals to the sale, I simply click the green plus sign here in the top left. Then I can input the ear tag number, which will then add that animal to the death. Alternatively, if I want to import using a CSV file, EID Reader, or use a batch, I would choose this icon here. If we begin by importing a CSV file, we can then click Next and click Finish. You will have the option to clear the current list of animals if you wish. In this example, we'll choose yes, and these animals have now been brought into the mini grid. We can do the same using a batch. So for example, I found the batch. If I double click, we clear the current grid, and those animals have now been added to the death. If you wanted to add a flock mark only, you would use the other side of the screen. You can then click the plus icon here, and then you can add the quantity and then the flock mark. So UK 063783. We can then click next, next. And as you can see, we're adding 13 animals to this death. If we then click finish, you'll see the numbers in my grid have now been adjusted. If you would like to change the settings for this particular event, you would right click, go back into events, and then death. In the bottom left hand corner, you will see the cog icon. If we then click on it, this will bring up the settings, which we can change to the default settings. You can use the drop-down menus to change these as you wish, or you can use the magnifying glasses to the right hand side. This will bring up extra options for you. If you then click OK, these settings will now become the default settings going forward for this event. If for any reason you need to edit or undo the death event, you would need to go to the sheep tab at the top of the screen and then past events, and then choose deaths. This will bring up a list of all your previous deaths. To edit the death, if you right click, you can choose View Edit Death, and then you can edit the details from there. Or if you want to undo the death totally, you go to Management, Undo Death. You will then get this screen to confirm, and if you click yes and close, as you can see, the death has now disappeared. Hopefully, some of the things that you've watched will help you maximize your use of the program. Thank you for taking the time to watch this tutorial. If you found this video helpful, please drop a like and click the subscribe button below.